Alrighty, essentials. So basic oval cabinet. Not a lot of parts, but there is a lot of fiddly stuff that has to be done right. So we got to make sure we kind of pay attention to all the stuff. So can't get ahead of yourself on assembly or making sure you got it all put together in the proper order. Anyway, so you'll have an oval cabinet 090, inner jigs, a lot of clecos, just burn it. And you'll have some 1.5 inch square tube for legs. You'll have some 1/4 inch plates, some pieces here, some 1/4 inch for some washers. You'll have some 3/4 inch acrylic. You'll have a 3/4 inch acrylic little puck here for decoration. And then the face is 3/4, but it's going to be hogged out to be 1/2 inch push through. And that way we have a lot of strength for the actual tab that's going to hold it in. So we'll go over that in a sec. So let's go over the parts. You got your return pieces, you got a face, top and bottom, keep track of that. These guys here are pretty much symmetrical, so but you've got one face ring that gets lordsed on. You got one backer panel, you'll just put your LEDs on it, have the leash attached to that, but that'll go onto the back. You'll have your 2 inner jigs. These are what you'll burn the returns to. And then keep an eye out for these. There's just a one set of 4-piece there. That'll be to silicone in. If you need these, that'll be to silicone in and trap the face. So we'll go over that. And then keep an eye out for these two guys. These are the actual lengths for the 1.5 inch you need. So this will allow you to set your saw to the angle that you need. These are a little bit different angles, and the overall length. So you can use this to, what you do is you take the saw, take the little blue saw, and put the saw down to where it clears the teeth, and then you can set this up against the inside of the blade, the inner part of the blade, and then go ahead and clamp your saw down, and that'll set your angle. And then go ahead and burn through, one piece, and then you can square it off at the length and use this for your length. And that way these will be nice and like super surgical. So you got some 1/2 inch acrylic. These are going to get lasered, and these are going to get just translucent on the face, and then you're going to thick glue these to the other face. So this will be the main face here. And again, we're going to do an island fill, but it's going to be pushed through, but the lip on it is going to be really thick because we're going to have some strength. There is not going to be any polycarbonates that's going to hold this thing in. It's going to be just on its own strength and a lot of silicone. So we'll go over that. And then keep an eye out for this puck. This is a decorative little puck up top. And I went ahead and put a little scribe on the top to allow you, I'll show you that. That'll help you line it up when you go to put this thing together after paint. All your 1/4 inch pieces are such. You have your 2 decorative pieces. I'm doing island fills right here. These are just going to be a 30-second for island fill, and that's going to allow you to kind of, when you go to assemble this, that way it'll be, your left to right will be set up because you'll be able to reference and lock in on the legs. And then you'll just have to measure in between these, and we can go over that, how to assemble it. These will be a couple washers for the inside, and then these are your big boy mounting plates. You've got your dealer's choice, whether it's a little piece of aluminum, or if you want to do some Luan project ply, whatever, piece of Sintra. Just make sure install gets that for their mounting template. And then this is going to be for you guys for install, or I mean for fabrication, not install. So look for this, have this printed out, and then when you go to put the legs on, you're going to go ahead and make up your cabinet, set this on your table, and then you can use this to line up your legs properly. I'll show you that. So anyway, so this is the profile. You'll have your 1 inch by 4 inch angle, and then you'll have your jigs on the inside. Go ahead and burn that. Go ahead and make that all the way around. And then I would suggest before you lords the face ring on this guy, before you do that, while it's still just a raw oval, go ahead and get these legs figured out. So at that point, you're going to take your pattern and then put your oval on there, and then where these guys cross, just go ahead and scribe that with with your Sharpie, make lines where these meet right here, and then here and here. Make sure this doesn't move, and then make sure these are all lined up where they're supposed to be. Yeah, but you don't even need the pipes yet. So just lay this onto this pattern, and then where you draw these lines up, transpose those onto the cabinet here. So you'll just draw your lines across, and then that will show you where you need to line these up. This distance from here to here is 1.25 inches. So if you take this cabinet, lay it flat on its back, and take like a piece of 1x1 and a piece of 1/4 inch, then that will allow you to um, line these up properly. So what you want to do is go ahead and burn these on first, get these on there, burn that, and then have these ends loose. Make sure you got 1 inch in between, maybe put a little piece of tubing in there. Then go ahead and lay this on the table. Let these plates hang off your table and just put 1.25 inches here and 1.25 inches here. Support this, and then you'll have drawn your lines where they match up here, and then that allows you to set your depth. So the lines will get your left to right, and then your 1.25 inches from the table will get your up and down there. So then once that's done, you can go ahead and just burn. You might want to just see if you can get away with burning the face, because the 1/2 inch rod is going to do all the work. So maybe just burn the face and maybe not burn up on the sides. It'll maybe just make it a little cleaner from the side look, so you don't see the welds burn, built up here and here. So maybe just burn the fronts and the backs of the tubes here and here. Just burn there and burn there. So once you have that all burnt and it's all good, you'll have your power goes through either one of those. You'll have a power on each side. Your holes are already there. Then you'll have your little washers when you go to put this together. I know this isn't ideal, but just get this kind of tight, and then maybe put a little Lords or something on it to keep it from backing out, or double nut it or something like that. And then once you get the rod through, then go ahead and squish it like we do. Go ahead and put another nut up there and just kind of bring it all together. And there's plenty there for them to work with. That's your internal measurements there. So once you get these attached, once you get the pipes attached to this, then go ahead and Lords your face ring on. That's just for beauty. So now we're going to thread a needle when it comes, so that should be good to go for paint. So once it comes back and it comes time to assemble this bad boy, let's see, you'll probably want to put these on first. So here's your 1/4 inch pieces here, 1/4 inch aluminum there and there, and then you'll have this piece of 3/4 inch. So using these island fills, these will be a 32nd down. This will help you lock it into the pipes here, left to right. Then all you have left to do is just measure 1 inch from here to here, and then it's 1 inch from there to there. And then, so you can decide at that point whether just VHB might work in here or silicone, and don't, because these will all be painted, so don't squish this out. Or maybe if you're very surgical about it, you could expose some metal and you could put a little daub of Lords on there. So it's kind of your choice, or discuss it with paint. Maybe, because these have to go silver, maybe you can just put a tack on the back and get these on, and then they can mask it and paint it, but I don't see that. That's probably not going to be very easy. So like I say, you'll just have to kind of decide what the best way to attach this after once it's painted. Just make sure it's on there good. And then after that, you'll have this 3/4 inch puck of acrylic. And I went ahead and put a little reference kiss right along here. So you'll just have to kind of figure out what's center. And then from the back side, you'll be able to line up that little line, and that'll get you how, vertical on there to make it look like it's how it's supposed to look. So you'll just have to kind of do that measurement there. So once you get all that fiddly stuff on there, then putting the face in is less than ideal because there isn't much to work with in the side of this cabinet, because you got to bring this face all the way in. So you can see where this is going to barely clear the back of the cabinet, and then we'll have a clear shot to bring it in. So this gives you this much room here to fill it up with silicone and just silicone the crap out of it. Also, then you can decide, maybe before you do that, if you want to use these jigs, you could also silicone the crap, fill this all up here, fill all this with silicone, make a nice big old blob, and then you can bring this in and try to silicone in, and that's these guys. So I have them broken into 4 pieces so they'll fit inside the cabinet, but you can bring these in and maybe, really silicone the whole thing down, silicone this to this, and you could even maybe run a bead, because, the light, it won't affect light here. So this will give you an edge where you can maybe, fillet weld some silicone on that too, and just make one big blob. So this is going to be heavy because it's going to be 3/4 inch, plus you're going to then thick glue. So this face is going to get vinyl on it, but the vinyl is going to be cut out to expose the plexiglass. And then you're going to go ahead and thick glue these letters onto this face. So this will all be translucent vinyl with cutout areas that'll match these. These are going to the laser department, so these will be laser cut, and then you're going to glue these onto here. So all that weight is only going to be, it's going to be right here. So just make sure that this thing has time to dry and it has to cure up real good. So fill all this up with Lords, get it on, or Lords silicone, get it all siliconed up, and then just let it cure on its face. Support it with some block, the little foam blocks, and just hopefully we have time to let it cure before they take it out. And then the back door is just going to sit on top. So make sure that you'll weld in here, and then like you do welds along the face and be in between the teeth. But go ahead and make sure that's all nice and flat. Grind it all down really good when you're done, because the door is just going to sit up against that. So, and you're just going to utilize some of the cleco holes on the back. Power will run up through there. Yeah, I already said that. So power is just going to pop up either side. But otherwise, so I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. So looks like I say, it's pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of, when you go to put this together, it's just going to be kind of fiddly. So you can kind of figure out how to put it all together, whatever's best for you guys. So all right, well, if you have any questions, holler at me.